A3 presentation. Unfortunately, I was not able to present it last week, so I'm just really grateful that I can present it now. So if we go over what my data set is. So what my data set is, it is a data set of video games. It is the same data set that I used in assignment 2. And so what it features is, it has all these names of different video games, and it also has, the characteristics. So the number of players, whether it's online, the genres, the publishers, all that. But something I did notice about this data set is that some of the columns did appear to be inaccurate. For example, it showed that every game was online, every game had a sequel, and a few other columns were also the same. And just spot checking a few of them, it's just very clear that they don't have an online version to them. So those columns I had to disregard, but I spot checked quite a few of the other ones of the other columns, and they all seem to be accurate. So I just used that. So yeah, so moving over, my big question was, what makes a video game successful? And that's quite a loaded question, and so the first thing we have to ask ourselves is, how do we define successful? Is that reaching a certain sales target, like if it reaches $1 million in sales or $2 million in sales, or if we're doing it by percentile? Are we looking at maybe the top 1%, the top 5%, or the top 10%? And I thought about this for a while, and I decided to go with percentile, just because I thought that since we're really looking at what differentiates a game from another game, we want to see what are the best games. So you're looking at the top 5%. What are the top 5% best games doing? And some factors I want to consider there, based on the data set that I have, is number one, the review score. That's something I'm looking at the most, and I want to see that. And then video game publisher, release console, game rating, and number of players. And so going into a actual demo of my game, of the visualization. So when you load the page, you get the scatter plot where you can see the review score out of 100, the sales in millions of dollars, and the green dots are the top 5% games in sales, and the red dots are the bottom 95. So you can really clearly see, what is making a game successful, and you can, already kind of tell just by looking at this that all the green dots are in the higher review score area. There are a lot of red dots here too, but the green dots are here as well. And so, I've implemented something where, if you want to look at how, what are different publishers, so if you're looking at 2K, for example, you can see the distribution of that, just if you want to see how other factors really affect it. So, looking at all these different things, and beyond that, we can look at ratings, and we can look at genres. Okay, so I guess Nintendo has no. We can look at action, and really just simplify it all the way down. And another thing that I implemented, which I'm quite proud of, is actually a brushing and linking. So we can do that, and we can see that all the green dots go here, and we can see, wow, in this little area we have Nintendo, and Nintendo does really well. Rockstar doing decently well with the greens, but also Activision doing quite well there. And if we want to just look at the whole thing, then we can do that, and we can say, oh wow, EA publishes a lot of really poor games that aren't reaching the 5%, but Nintendo and Activision really doing well. And we can further go farther, and if we want to look at EA and look at this data set, then we can do that too. So that is my distribution. So at the time of writing this assignment, I had a few things that I wanted to add. How can I didn't have the brushing and linking yet, so I was looking at the different factors. But now that I've finished the final product, I'm pretty happy with how I've done, and excited to hear feedback on it.